I'm sorry for the weird techno music behind me. Our neighboring barn likes to blast music, and it's very loud. All right, so I did a barn open house here at Thermal a few days ago where, we had some young professionals and other trainers at the show over to the barn, and basically the idea was I showed them how we operate, why we don't operate other ways, solutions we found to certain problems. I answered a bunch of questions. It was a very interesting experience, and I hope the people that came, got a lot out of it. I want to do more of these in the future, and I'll be a bit more public about it in the future if it's something that's interesting to you and you're at the same horse show as me. But through that experience, I wanted to show how we've organized and built our high level, we're trying to shoot for the highest level competition. So how we've built our program around that. And something that came up a lot is how there was a feeling that, I can't do this because it is more expensive on the program side. Now, I'm not talking about the cost of going to a horse show. I'm not talking about the cost of the classes. I'm not talking about the cost of the horses. I'm just talking about the cost of delivering a fantastic program to your horses. And the cost kept coming up. And I kept thinking, like, a base program for your horses and what we do here is not that expensive. The products we use, the things we use are not that expensive. There are more expensive products. That doesn't mean they're the right ones, and so we don't use them. And so what I want to do in this video is I want to show you how the base system that we do is totally normal, but our level of detail might be higher. And I want to encourage you to not just be obsessed with cost and really see that high-level programs are more about the detailed execution than the cost of the individual item. We love to assume it's you spend more on the individual items of your program and your program's better. No. It is about the quality of your execution, not the amount you spend. So let's go back into the barn and we'll start from the most basic, and I'll show that our program is really elementary, but it follows foundational principles and we execute it extremely accurately day in and day out. Not for one day, not for 1 week when we're at a show. All the time. Dedication to that program is critical. All right. Hay. Everyone feeds hay. You have to feed hay. This hay we buy a year's worth at a time, but we don't pay for it till it gets on the truck. So it doesn't take any more money outlay to do what we do than what you do. But what this allows us to do is to have the same hay, same nutrients in every shipment. Also, we feed the hay 3 times a day. 7 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and 8 at night. We have a 15-minute window where they're allowed to feed the hay. If it's outside of that 15-minute window, they're too early or too late. We stay strict to that schedule for the horse's sake. This hay is not more expensive than what you get here at the show. Actually, us bringing it to the show is cheaper. We even ship our own hay when we go to Florida. Shockingly, it's still cheaper to do that than to buy the hay in Florida. It's hay, it's basic, but doing what we do, thinking about it a bit differently, gets us a better result for our horses. Next, accuracy in your grain is critical. Here's our scoop for our grain. We have lines that we draw for the scoop size so that we know very accurately how much we're giving. It's not up for interpretation what a half scoop is. You have a line. We also correlate these lines with weight because for what matters to the horse is the weight of the food, not the volume. But we correlate weight with volume because volume is quicker. This scoop costs no money at all. It's the discipline to do it this way so you feed accurately every single time. This is not expensive. This is cheap. Let's talk about equipment. We can use most expensive equipment possible. For us, Our flatting equipment, love Walsh. Simple Walsh girth, Walsh boots. This is what we flat in all the time, every single day. The discipline that keeps these to last is to keep them clean and to wash them. If we never wash them, they wear out, as anything will. Same with the girths. But cheap. I know horse stuff is expensive, and I know for a lot of people this stuff is expensive. But compared to the high price stuff, this is not very expensive. But this is what we use in our program. Saddle pads. Plenty of people spend fortunes on saddle pads. We don't. This is my saddle pad, or my sticky pad. There's one that touches the horse's back, then the saddle pad, then another one of these, and then the saddle. These are $50 online, and they're simple, easy, keep them clean. They last a long time. We replace them when they wear out. No problem. No high-tech memory foam shit. No, something super complicated. This is basic stuff for a great program. Next, every one of our horses has a Google document. The format of the Google document is the same, and it shows everything they use, the girth size, the saddle number, the scrim size, hacking boots, flatting boots, show bridle, what hole the show bridle goes on, what chain, if they're using chains, how they're on the hand walk, their behavior, their recent weight, their recent shoeing date, last time they were vaccinated, their therapies, everything. A Google document costs no money. You have to make it, and you have to make it the same for each horse, not the same program, but have the same document. That Google document doesn't cost anything, but it allows us to have a record of the horse so that if Groom A is taking care of it today and Groom B is taking care of the horse tomorrow, we have a consistent care for the horse. Again, that doesn't cost anything, but that's the discipline of a program. Doesn't cost anything. All right, next thing. Good hoof oil, good saddle soap. I make my own. It goes into this metal tin. These metal tins are really cost effective. They last a long time. I know this is ugly, but this thing's been with us for a long time. They only wear out when the brush wears out. That's how long these things last, and we keep refilling them with the same hoof oil that I make. Secondly, the soap that I make, the tack soap. This stuff is great. It works great for your leather, and it lasts a long time. This little tin lasts a long time. Simple. These are basic ingredients for a great program. All right, this is not so much a cost thing, but just a simplicity of life thing. This is my stirrup leather. Every saddle has the exact same stirrup leather from the same company, the same size. These stirrup leathers per pair are like $50. It's helped so much so that I ride on the same hole on every horse. I don't have to say this saddle with those stirrup leathers, I'm on hole 10, that saddle hole 8. Nope, all the same. Also for my grooms who ride as well, they know every saddle they get in, it's the same stirrup leather and the same stirrup. Everything is the same so that there's simple homogeneity for when you're going to ride. It makes the program simpler. Everything you saw here is the base function of a stable. Keep it clean, keep it the same. The products we use are not expensive products. To run a high-level operation, it's more about execution than the products you use. Like behind me, this is a clean stall. Same shavings everyone else is using, but it's clean. It's execution to make a high-level program, not the expensive stuff you use.